Hello, guys. Bob here for TNL Network. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live, and thank you for joining us. We love the support that you give us, and thank you for supporting the complete lineup of shows and channels that we have. Now, we've had some difficulty tonight. It seems like it's something that happens quite often with us. I see there is one comment. Alan has commented. Is there anybody watching on YouTube?
I had to create a new link on YouTube, so
Yep.
if he can go out of that video that he is on, and anybody else that's on that one link, and go to the new one that I had to start, you'll see us live on there.
Okay, it's on in our living room, so that means we're on YouTube. Angela says if you're on the previous link, she made a new link. You can go out and come back in on a new link if you're having issues. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about tonight's episodes. Going to be another great show as we chat with our featured guest, Missy Boggs, about snow on the roof Santa hair. Missy is known for providing Santas with the safest, most pain-free experience in getting Santa to snowy white, while educating them on the latest up-to-date products for maintaining the health and beauty of their snow white hair at home. This segment of tonight's show is brought to you by North Pole Cornerstones, a new, unique, and entertaining 4-day educational experience. This is Tuesday Night Live. Everyone, please give a hello in the chat to my fun-loving co-host, known in some circles as the prankster. And while you're at it, be sure and send some love out to our gifted producer. Here is Spangle and Angela Mack.
Hello there, and how are you guys? So good to see you. And look at that one right there.
Yeah, we initialized our live, and it was kept telling us that it was fixing to go live. Get your popcorn ready, make sure everyone's in place, and it just kept on and kept repeating these messages but it never would go live. And
And
finally,
I'm saying, get your snacks ready.
get your snacks ready.
Hang tight.
That has never happened before. Usually within 30 seconds of initializing the live broadcast, it is live. But tonight we waited some 6 or 7 minutes, and finally it came alive. I don't know what the holdup was. Never had that problem with EV Mux before, but hey, we're on live now and ready to go.
Hey,
You can.
it was just a sleeping bear.
I guess so. You can experience this on your bigger screen where the episode comes alive over on YouTube at the Tuesday Night Live Show 1225. Go over and check it out on the big screen. The first half of tonight's TNL Show Trivia is brought to you by School of Santa's 2026, hosted by Spangle in picturesque Ozark Mountains, Branson, Missouri, where fun and education meet. All right, Spangle, Trivia is brought to you by School of Santas in Branson and StuffForSanta.com. And we got a couple of good questions for you tonight. Go ahead and throw it
Yeah,
at
we
them.
do. And what this will do, guys, is it's going to get your name in the hat for a scholarship. You're going to get it, and we're going to draw one for the School of Santas in Branson, and that'll be coming up pretty soon. And we'll be drawing one for next year's Cornerstones there in Oklahoma, in Edmond, Oklahoma. So I think that's North Oklahoma City, isn't it?
That's correct, Edmund.
Yes. So, anyways, tonight's trivia: what was the toy's name that consisted of a light box with small colored plastic pegs that illuminated to create a lit picture? All right, guys, you got a multi-choice. Was it A, glowing pictures, B, vacuum form, C, light bright, and D, free foam images? Now, come on, we know that 99% of you guys played with this and gals and things. Oh, no, let's throw a little bonus out there. This toy that was originally marketed in what year? And it was the hottest selling Christmas toy that year also. So anyways, A, 1967, B, 1962, and that's when this toy was created, and C, 1969, and D, 1970. So let's put your thinking cap on, get your fingers to typing, and let's get it.
That's right. The first portion of that is for the scholarship again for School of Santas, which will be drawn about 6 weeks prior to the July date. And the bonus question is for your name going into the hat for the scholarship for the NPC in Oklahoma City. And we will draw that name out of the hat the last show of this season, 2026, right here on TNL and YouTube.
Very cool.
All right. Also, there's no limits. You can win each one of these as many times as you wish. On our prize giveaways on Monday, there's a 2 month or 8 week timeout that you put into if you're a winner. On here, you can win as many times as you can play. All right, Spangle, over to you,
All
my
right.
friend.
Tonight's featured guest is here to share the process and products it takes to achieve that snow white hair and beard, and how to maintain a thicker and fuller look as Santa. With many seeking their services per year, she and Mandy Jameson are the experts behind Snow on the Roof Santa Hair. Together, their mission is to ensure Santa maintains healthy, vibrant hair and a magical persona through their extensive research, application techniques, and the highest quality hair care products, leading to a positive and long lasting result for all of their clients. Please give a huge round of applause for Missy Boggs.
Hey,
Right.
that was a really long intro.
La, 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 la.
Thank you.
It was, and Spangle gets winded when I give him those long ones. I like to sit over here and kind of giggle.
Oh
My
my
chance
gosh.
to get back at him at times, right?
It's
That's right.
good to be here. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, it's great to have you, Missy, and to finally have you on the Tuesday Night Live show. We've been wanting to get you on for several seasons now, and as it goes, I guess we're kind of popular, and there's so many people putting their name in the hat to be on the shows that we just keep lining people up when they're available, and so, but you're here now. That's what matters.
The stars aligned. Here I am.
All right, so let's start with an easy question, but one everyone would be interested in knowing. Where did you first start doing Santa hair?
Well, I started doing Santa hair when my husband became a Santa, and we had to figure out how to get him white because he had a very salt and pepper beard and salt and pepper hair, so we had to figure out how to get him white. And I've been doing hair for 42 years, so I'm like, okay, I can do this. I know how to do this. Never worked on a beard before, so through a lot of experimentation and trial and error, we kind of got off on this journey here, and so it's been going on for a while. So it all started with Doug becoming Santa Claus.
That's
Very
right.
cool. So why did you want to reach out to the whole Santa world rather than just keep it as your little in-house secret?
Well, when we started going to a lot of local Santa groups and visiting Santa groups when he was just beginning to become Santa. I started asking a lot of questions from Mrs. Clauses and other Santas, So what do you do to bleach your hair? How do you get it white? What's going on? And I started hearing all of these horror stories about, their skin being burned, their hair breaking and falling off before their season was over. And I was just like, there has got to be a better way to do this. I know I can figure out a safer way. I can figure out how to do this without it being so painful. I mean, the Santas would talk about how they would just sit there and cringe while that bleach was working, that their skin was burning so badly. And I heard stories about they'd go home and wake up in the morning and their pillow would be wet from their skin weeping from the chemical burns, or they'd be waking up and there'd be hair on the pillow from their hair falling out during the night. And I was just determined I was going to figure out a better way. You guys are so wonderful in the Santa world, what you do for children. You don't need to go through all that suffering and all that trauma to make a kid happy. And so I was just determined I was going to figure out the best way possible to do it so that it wasn't so traumatizing for you guys.
And here I thought all along all that hair on my pillow was just from my wife getting mad at me during the middle of the night, just pulling it out.
Well, I believe that, Spangle.
You can see she's gotten mad at me a lot.
Yeah, I can tell. She's really mad at you. Oh.
Missy, I experienced that exact same thing you just spoke about. When I first started 17 years ago, I seeked out a professional at a salon. She was recommended by the local Sally's, highly recommended. Went, and she must have had me in a chair 3.5 hours the first time. And when I was under the blow dryer bonnet, it was hurting so bad that my knees were trembling, and I was getting tears. And stupid me went back 2 more times before I learned my lesson.
Wow.
But I did. I woke up with sores, scabs for 2 weeks, oozing. It was probably one of the most miserable experiences I've ever had. And I told my wife when she went the second and third time, I said, watch what this lady does, because we're going to figure out how to do this at home. You can't hurt me any worse than she does.
Yeah.
And so we did that, seeked out some advice, and went from that direction. But yeah, it's painful, really painful.
Yeah, it is, and it doesn't have to be. I mean, there's so many things that you can do to buffer the bleach and protect the skin. And hairstyle, that's too general of a statement. Some hairstylists just want to get you in the chair and get it done. They don't want to research. They don't want to try and do things as easy as possible. They don't want to research and take the time, and it does take time to do what we do. It's not a quick in and out of the chair. I mean, my Santas are there for 3 to 4 hours minimum, and it's because of everything that we do beforehand to prepare them for bleaching. And it's not just what we do in the salon. It's what we have you guys.
Missy, you have no sound.
Really? Oh no!
Now you do.
You're
Now
back.
you
You're
do.
back.
You're
I'm back.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness! Please don't let that happen again.
Bob, I know Carol, and I wonder when you told her that you can't hurt me no more than she can. I wonder if she took that on as a challenge.
She might have.
Let me see.
She might have, that's for sure. Well, Missy, that's why we have you here tonight, because we know that you've taken the time, that you've done the research, that you actually have a whole different concept, and it starts at the molecular level, and we'll talk more about that in a bit.
Okay.
How many Santas do you see each year, and how many hairstylists have you actually trained with your technique?
So between Mandy and I, we probably do like around 80 to 100 Santas a year. And I just trained 2 hairstylists yesterday. So to date, we have 16 hairstylists trained around the country. And I'm looking to, more and more. I need to get more out on the West Coast. I need Texas. I need, I'm pretty.
Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri, yeah. So, I mean, from Minnesota to Michigan and, from Ohio down to Florida. We've got one in Louisiana. We've got a pretty good spread, but there's always room for more. The more stylists we can get trained, the better it's going to be for the Santa community.
And we will mention this more a little bit later, but you've actually got a list of those trained stylists on your website, and we'll give that website out later in the show also.
Yes.
There is a young lady that's supposed to be watching tonight, was recommended by one of our local Santas. Texas has one of the largest concentrations of clauses in the
Absolutely.
whole state, and DFW has a big portion of that. So I'm not real familiar with any stylist in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so we could use some. If anyone's watching and is interested, we're going to give
Yeah.
you Missy's information towards the end of the show. Reach out to her, and
Yeah.
so
I'd love to train some hairstylists in Texas.
Yep, very good.
Absolutely.
So why is your process so different from just a regular hairstylist?
Because of the time that we put into it, the prep that we have you do at home, we train our Santas how to prepare their hair and their skin for bleaching before you ever come in and sit in our chair. We train you how to build your hair up and make it as strong and healthy as possible so that when you come in to see us, we're already working on a completely clean palette. We're working on a detoxified hair. We're working on hair that has been built up from the molecular level. And we like to have our Santas on the program for 2 to 3 months before they ever come into the salon to get bleached the first time. And then when you do come in to get bleached, we probably spend the first half hour preparing your hair, your skin for bleaching. We've got a bonder that we put in the bleach. We also have a protector that goes in the bleach that protects the skin. We have a skin block that goes on the skin that does not interfere with what the bleach does. So we're protecting the hair and the skin in 4 different ways before we even put the first little dab of bleach on your hair. We're doing all the prep work on you so that your bleaching experience is as comfortable as possible. And we've got the straws, we have fans, we have everything that you need if fumes bother you or whatever. Actually, the product that we're using, most of my Santas say they don't even need to use a straw or a fan anymore. They don't have any issues with it. But we have everything available for the Santas just to make them as comfortable as they can possibly be.
Nice.
Really cool. Normally, we don't take comments this early in the show. We usually wait till the second half, but I've got one here I'm going to put up on the screen. Going to cover you up, Missy, for just a moment. This
Okay.
is from Randy Neely. He says, Debbie and I met you in Ohio a couple of weeks ago. You gave such a wonderful speech on hair care. Very interesting event. We brought some products from you, and already our hair feels thicker and softer. Thank you so much.
That's great. I remember them. Yeah, we were just in Ohio. Just, gosh, it was, I think it was a week ago today that we got home. So, it was a really good show. We had a great time. And I'm so excited to hear that, the products really do work. I have Santas tell me all the time that they can tell a difference almost immediately when they start using the product. I never promise that they're going to see a difference after one treatment. I tell them, you got to give it some time. You got to give it a month, and so that the product can really get in there and start doing its job. But I have Santas tell me that, like, man, after that first round of treatment, I could see a bit difference already. But it's an accumulative effect. The more you use it, the more often you use it, it's just going to get better and better and better. It's not a one and done. It is a program that you need to be on 52 weeks out of the year. And the more you do it, the better your hair is going to get, and the better your bleaching results are going to be. Whether you're bleaching your own hair at home or whether you are going to a salon, and even if the salon doesn't know what you're doing, the salon is going to go, oh my gosh, your hair is reacting so differently. We're getting better results. This is better than it's ever been. The hairstylists that don't even know what you're doing at home are going to see a difference. I've had several Santas tell me that that their hairstylists have made comments about how much better their hair is reacting to the bleach and everything. And it's all because the Santas are doing the prep at home, and they're getting their hair prepared and getting it ready. And that's the most important thing that you can do, is to prep your hair at home.
You know, I have all your products, and I thank you for that. I'm really excited to start using them. I'm kind of waiting on my wife to help me go through that process. But
I'll help you, Cecil.
I need to go back and look at that bag that you sent, because you said that bag has everything a Santa needs. I'm looking for the cookies and milk that are in there then.
You've let that bag sit around so long, that cookies and milk is spoiled. You need to just throw it
Hey, there
away.
ain't no such thing as a spoiled cookie.
No, they're spoiled.
You
And I'm just kind of
need
waiting
it.
for her to help me, to go through that process.
Okay, all right.
But I'm excited to do it. I'm definitely 100% going to be there.
Yeah,
We
you'll
mentioned
love it.
Randy,
Absolutely
I'm
love it.
sorry. We mentioned Randy and Debbie. They also are regulars at School of Santas in Branson, so they will be there. So you will be able to actually see the results for
Oh,
Randy
cool.
here in a couple of months, in a few months.
Great. That's fantastic. Great. I'm so excited. I can't wait for Branson. It's going to be hot. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so hot, but it'll be a lot of fun.
You ought to be out there cooking the burgers and the dogs. That's where it really gets hot. Over that grill outside with 100 degrees.
I might be out there doing beard trims while you're cooking burgers and dogs.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we kind of just went over the next question here, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. If there's anything different, then you can add it. If not, we'll just move on. But isn't what you do at the salon much more important than what we do at home?
Yeah, absolutely not. The most important thing that you can do is what you're doing at home. We have found the most important thing that you can do is to detoxify your hair. And what that means is removing all of the metal, the mineral, any hair care product that has built up on your hair, any medication that you might be taking, whether it's for diabetes or cholesterol or high blood pressure. All of that builds up in the hair, and all of that will react negatively with the bleach. So all of that stuff needs to be removed from your hair. So we teach our Santas how to detoxify or chelate their hair at home. And then once it's been detoxified, we teach them how to build their hair up, how to strengthen it, and how to moisturize it. We've got 6 products in the entire line. There's 3 products in the detoxifying part of the line. And those 3 are probably the 3 most important products for you to have in your arsenal. And once you start detoxifying your hair and getting your hair prepared for bleaching, you're going to be amazed at how much thicker and fuller and longer and stronger your beard is going to be. And even if you're not bleaching, if you're a naturally white Santa, same goes for you. You have to detoxify your beard. You've got to get all that buildup out so that you can let the good stuff in. The 2 products that we have for strengthening the hair and for hydrating the hair, it's going to make a world of difference in your beard. I have Santas that are naturally white that tell me, well, my beard will only grow so long, and then it just stops growing. It won't grow anymore. Well, that's not true. Hair grows all the time. It's growing constantly. What's happening is your hair is dry and brittle, and it's breaking off on the very edges in little tiny microscopic pieces that you may not even see. Or you're not trimming your hair on a regular basis and you're getting split ends, and that split end is splitting up that hair shaft and then breaking off short. So you've got this short beard, and then you've got these thin straggly ends. Well, those thin straggly ends need to be trimmed off because that's broken hair. Once you keep that trimmed, and I'm not saying trim it once a month, I'm saying trim it like just 2 or 3 times a year. Just give it a light trim and get all those split ends cut off. And then once you start rebuilding your hair and re-strengthening it and re-moisturizing it, that is going to help your hair to not split anymore and not break on the ends. So all of you Santas that say your hair will only grow so long, you're going to notice, you're going to think this is making your hair grow faster or it's making your hair grow. It's not. Your hair is growing at the same speed. What it's doing is it's stopping all the breakage. It's stopping the dry brittleness so that the hair can grow. I mean, there's all kinds of tips and tricks, sleep on a silk pillowcase. That's going to help with the friction so that you're not rubbing your hair off while you're sleeping. On your shower head, put a filter on your shower head so that you're blocking all of those metal and minerals and things like that are in your water that are getting in your hair. Check your hot water heater, make sure that it's all clean and it doesn't have a lot of sediment and buildup in it. All of these little things that we talk to you about, that we teach you how to do, all of them add up. It's just layer upon layer upon layer of good practices, and it's going to make night and day difference in your hair and beard. For men, for women, anybody that grows a hair, it's going to make a huge difference.
You had mentioned on the interview that we did the other day with Melissa for the School of Santas, and you talked about the stuff bitten in your beard, and we don't really think about it, but as you said in the interview, there's a reason why they drug test your hair, because everything that goes into your body comes into your hair, and didn't think about that a whole lot until you told me, oh yeah, they do that.
Yeah, and if you look at a map of the United States and you look at what areas of the United States have hard water, it's like 85% of the United States has hard water. And then if you're on well water, that's a whole nother issue. You've got all kinds of metals and stuff like that in well water. And even though well water is cleaner, it still has all of that metal and mineral in it that's going to build up in your hair. You can have your water tested and it will test as this is the purest water you can have. It still has metal and minerals and everything in it that get caught up in the hair, get caught up in the cuticle. And so all of that has to be taken out of the hair on a monthly basis. You need to detoxify your hair at least once a month.
So this is a program that the Santas could do for themselves at home?
100%. Yeah, we teach them how to do everything themselves at home. And then when they come in, then we take over, and then, we can bleach on a really good, clean, healthy head of hair. And so when we're bleaching on top of healthy hair, the outcome is much better. You get a much better experience. We can bleach with a lower volume of developer than what you would normally be able to do. So let's say, I know Spangle, you use 50 volume. You use the Trionics 50. When you start detoxifying your hair and getting all that buildup out, then you're going to be able to drop down to a lower volume of developer and still get the same result. That bleach is spending all of its time fighting to get through all that buildup in the hair. And by the time it gets down to the melanin, to pull that melanin out, it's lost all of its oomph. And that's why you feel like you have to use a higher volume. Well, that higher volume is eating away at your hair. And so when you detoxify and have a clean beard, then you can maybe drop down to a 20 volume and get the same results. What I do is I use Trionics developer. Those are the developers that I use. And they have all these crazy names. I don't go by the names. I just go by the numbers. They've got 10, 20, and 50. I never, ever, ever use 50 on any of my Santas, not ever. Even if they're jet black, like Lee Andrews, I never use 50 volume on his hair. I'll mix the 50 and the 10 together and it'll make a 30, and I'll use 30 on his hair. But a lot of times when I'm first bleaching someone that dark, I start out at 10 volume. The rule of thumb in the hair care world is go low and slow. Just like when you're grilling or smoking meat or whatever, you want to go low and slow. So do a lower volume of developer and let it do its thing. Don't rush it. Don't push it to where it's going to be done in 20 minutes. If you have to sit 30, 45 minutes, that's okay. You're using a lower volume of developer, and in the long run, that's much healthier for your hair.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
that's what I use as a 20, and I leave it on about 45 minutes after the application, so.
Yeah, 45 minutes is about the max. Sometimes I'll leave it on depending on the strength of someone's hair. I might leave it on up to an hour, but that's very rare, and that is the maximum. After that, the bleach has done everything that it's going to do, and all it's doing is just drying your hair out after that. So after about 45 minutes, we're rinsing it out. And usually I can process my Santas in 35 minutes is usually the average that we do all the time. 35 minutes is usually the most that we ever leave it on.
All right, so here's a good question, one that you probably have heard before. Why should Santas use expensive products rather than products that we can just get at, say, Walmart or Sally's?
Okay, so the reason why a lot of these shampoos can be sold so inexpensively is because they use cheap ingredients. They put a lot of fillers in there. They have a lot of waxes and polymers and everything in there. So they have a lot of detergent in there so that it will suds up really well. They've got salt in them, and the salt makes it suds up. So when you get a salon quality product, you're getting something that has higher quality ingredients in it. And so it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But those higher quality ingredients, they're not going to build up in your hair like your Pert and your Pantene will. I've seen people who use Pantene, and when we highlight their hair, when you highlight the hair, you put the hair in a little foil packet with bleach inside, and we've seen foil packets start smoking because the bleach is reactive negatively with all the buildup in their hair from Pantene, from all the waxes and everything. It makes your hair feel really soft and really good, but all that stuff is building up on the hair, and if you're not detoxifying and getting it out, that bleach can react very, very negatively. And we've just seen hair just melt right before our eyes because of all the buildup in the hair. That's why we test strand everybody. I have my women clients, I have them detoxify their hair before we do any bleaching on them. And so it doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. And you got to get all that buildup off. And that's why the more expensive products, I've researched the products in our line. I know what's in them. I know how they're going to react. And I know that they all react well together. They all work well together. And none of them are going to interact negatively with the bleach. So I know that we're safe when my Santas are using the products that we recommend. I know that what we're doing is safe. And that has nothing to do with your beard balms and stuff like that, with your styling products. You can use any of the beard balms, any of the oils. If you like the way it makes your hair feel, if you like the way that it styles when you use it, go ahead and use it. I'm not in competition with that. That's not my line. But all of those beard balms and oils and all of those styling products and everything, they're going to build up in your hair. And you're not going to be able to shampoo it out with just a regular shampoo. You're going to need to detoxify your hair once a month so that you get all that buildup off so that your hair stays really nice and clean. And actually the beard balms and oils and everything, they're going to behave and work even better on clean hair than they will on hair that has a lot of buildup on it. All of your products are going to work better when you detoxify your hair.
So when my head is smoking, that's not a new idea coming through, huh?
Nope.
So do you think that we need to do like regular treatments or just maybe an occasional treatment now and then?
So you need to do, the detoxifying needs to be done at least once a month. We recommend once every 3 weeks, but that's just a lot for somebody to think about. So we say just once a month, do a detoxifying treatment. We have 2 different treatments in our program. We have a Mac Daddy treatment that we teach you how to do, and that takes a while. That takes about 4 or 5 hours to do that treatment. And then we have a quick detoxifying treatment, which is very, very fast. We have it all written down. We send instructions with all of our packages and everything, step-by-step instructions. And then the rest of the line, the products, you need to use those on a weekly basis. The strengthening product, the K18, that needs to be used once a week. And then the Uveni, which is our moisturizing treatment on steroids, that needs to be used once a week. So, and then we have a regular shampoo, we have a purple shampoo, we've got an everyday conditioner, but they're all made for you to use, you know, get rid of all of your other shampoos and conditioners and stuff like that. You can stick with these 6 products and you'll be golden. And then you can use whatever styling products that you want. I don't push styling products.
Now I haven't, you know, I'm guilty. Hands up. I haven't read the instructions or anything like that yet. Okay, but do you by chance have like a QR code on there or something that maybe they can scan and it takes them to a little video of you saying this, this, and this, and this is what you do?
No, I don't. And that is a really good idea. I really need to, you know, Roger, if you're out there listening to me, I need to film and get a QR code. That is a really good idea. I should do that because it is easier when you're watching somebody do it. What I do have, I have written step-by-step instructions that I send out to everybody. You know, I have a list of instructions on that goes in every single box that we ship out. It has a page of how to do detoxifying treatments. It has a page on your daily and weekly hair care. And then there's a page that has a price list of all of the products and everything. And
do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't know.
Okay, because I mean, creating, you know, a QR code and just a little video, throw it on the YouTube or something like that. And I mean, you don't even need an IT person. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really simple. And you know, I'm in the bathroom. I got my phone. Okay, do this and then hit play again. You know,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
might be really cool.
I am the most,
Some of
tech-
us are guys, and we
I
don't.
am not technical at all. I am horrible with computers and stuff like that. I'll have to get Doug to walk me through it, or I'll have to have somebody walk me through it. But that would be a really good idea. I think it would help because I tell them, you know, when you get your package in the mail, give me a call, and while you're holding the products in your hand, I'm going to walk you through it step by step. So I have Santa's calling me and say, okay, so now what do I do? What do I do? So a video would be great. They would be able to look at it over and over again and see exactly how to do it.
I mean, we could even land that video on our TNL YouTube channel if you want. That
Yeah.
way we can we can create a QR code for you, and it would just take them there forever.
Yeah, that would be great. I would love that.
Maybe we
And
can
with
film you and
YouTube
Lance.
Shorts, with the YouTube Shorts, you can even do it, and those seem to be more popular than a full video or something of that sort because it's more of a. They were limited to 1 minute for a while. Now they let you go even longer than that. I'm not sure if there's more of a limitation in 2, 3, 4, or 5 minutes, but
I think it's 3 minutes.
3 minutes, Angie says so.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
so
we could probably film something for you there in Branson if you want.
Oh, that would be great. I would love it. Yeah, I do at most of the schools. I'm usually doing some type of demonstration. So yeah, I'm always trying to think of something fun to do at the school so that, you know, draws interest and everything. So yeah, we could film.
We could do the video on the short process and the video on the long process. Create
Absolutely.
Yeah,
two different QR codes, give them to you, and you just put that on your paper.
yeah, absolutely,
That might
absolutely.
be kind of cool.
Okay, so we mentioned don't use Dove, don't use Pert, Pantene, or even Doll soap, but I have a question here from John Schnickelberger. I'm going to put it up on the screen. How does this differ from a homemade soap some of us use on our beards?
So I don't know what you're making the soaps out of. I know that, they have, some of them have like some type of lye in it or whatever. I don't know the ingredients. So what I know about my products, I have what they call an ingredient deck. And I can go in and I can research every single ingredient step by step. So I know exactly what's in it and I know exactly how it's going to work. I don't know what the ingredients are of the different soaps. And there's there's a lot of people out there that are making homemade soaps and stuff like that and selling them and everything. And they even have soaps out there that are made for hair. I don't know what's in them, so I can't speak to that and tell you yes or no. I just know that what we're using here works. It all works together, and it addresses the issues that that we need to address with beards and hair and bleach, and I know how it all. I just know how it all works together.
Talk about pH.
And I know the pH is very important. I don't know what the pH is in the soaps. Our entire line is very pH oriented. We're concerned about the pH of products because when you have a high pH, it's going to blow your cuticle open. Like if you think of a pine cone, yeah, a new pine cone, all its little nibs are closed down really tight. And when that pine cone matures, it opens up. Well, we don't want it to open up. We don't want the cuticle on your hair to open up. That's when your hair dries out, it becomes brittle. That's when you get all kinds of junk built up in there in that cuticle. We want to keep that cuticle shut down. So all of the products in our line are very pH specific. Hair's happy place is between a 4.5 and a 5.5. And all of our products fall within those lines except for the detoxifying shampoo. The detoxifying shampoo has a pH of 9. So if hair is happy at 4.5 to 5.5, 9 is way up there and it's blowing that cuticle wide open. And it does it on purpose so it can go in and get all that junk and pull it out. And then when you go and you start using the other products after you detoxify, all of them are going and shutting that cuticle back down again. You want that cuticle to be as closed and as tight as possible because that's how you're protecting the cortex of your hair. Your cuticle is like your fingernail, okay? It's protecting the tip of your finger. So we got to keep that cuticle shut down because it's protecting the inside of the hair. And when you bleach, the bleach blows the cuticle open so it can go inside the hair and do what it needs to do. And when the bleach goes in, it's eating away at that cortex layer, and it's making the inside of your hair like Swiss cheese. It's eating holes inside your hair. And the products that we use, the K18 and the Uveni, it's going in there and it's relinking all of those broken bonds, and it's refilling all of those holes inside the hair. The hair recognizes it as its own, and it bonds to the hair and fills in all those holes. So it's actually repairing your hair. It's repairing all the damage that the bleach has done. And so with the soaps and everything, I don't know what the pH is. So it might be opening that cuticle up, and then you're exposing the cortex of your hair to a lot of damage, a lot of dryness, and we don't want that to happen. That's bad. So if you can test the pH of your soap, then 4.5 to 5.5. That's where you want to be.
Okay, well, I know many stylists and the salespeople at the beauty supply stores suggest and even recommend using a toner on our hair. Is that a good practice?
Yeah, no. Never, ever, 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 don't ever use toner, and don't let your hairstylist use toner. When toner hits a bleached beard, it turns all kinds of funky shades. It's either going to turn gray, or it's going to turn beige, or it's not going to be that bright, sparkly white. The beards just grab toners in a negative way. And then once it's grabbed, then you're starting at square one again. Then you've got to go back and re-bleach to get all that toner out. Plus, toner is another chemical. You've already bleached your hair to death. It's already damaged and it's dry from the bleaching process. And then you're going to put another chemical on top of that and do more damage. It's just not a good practice. If you're detoxifying your hair and you're bleaching your hair properly, the only thing you need to use is a purple shampoo. And the purple shampoo that we have has a pH of 5.5, so it goes in and it will neutralize any yellow in your hair and shut your cuticle down at the same time. So it's most purple shampoos have a high pH because it wants to open that cuticle up so it can go in and get rid of that yellow. Ours has a low pH that will neutralize the yellow without disturbing the cuticle. So purple shampoo is all you need to neutralize any yellow. Don't ever use toner. Bad, bad, bad.
What about in my copier?
Oh, you can use toner in your copier. Just don't get it on your beard, Spangle.
All right.
Magenta would look good on you.
What?
Magenta would look good on you. Magenta toner. And there you go.
All right, Missy, I'm gonna put up another comment here real quick, or a question actually. Do you recommend different shampoos and conditioners for your head hair versus beard hair, since the beard is more coarse?
Nope. Hair is hair is hair is hair. It's all made up the same. The only thing that is different between your head hair and your beard hair is maybe how thick it is, how coarse it is, and how much it curls. Let's see, hold on.
What about the shape of it?
So I'm going to show you something. All right, think of this as a strand of hair, okay? A straight, perfectly straight strand of hair has its follicle is completely round. And when it grows out of the follicle, it grows out straight. Asian people have a perfectly round hair follicle, okay? When that hair follicle goes from round and it starts getting more oval and flat, the more oval and flat it gets, the more the hair is going to curl, okay? So when it gets really kinky curly, like an African American, their follicle is completely oval. It's almost flat. And that's why their hair grows out of their head so tight and curly. So Asian hair is the strongest hair on the face of the earth. African American hair is the weakest hair, okay? And the reason is when that hair starts curling, that cuticle, all of these layers here, these are all cuticles. That cuticle is stretched out on the outside of that curl, and it's really, really super tight in here on the inside of it. Can't figure out how to turn it. On the inside of the curl, it's really tight. The cuticle is really tight together. So this outside of the curl is open and exposed. That's where you're going to get all of your buildup. That's where you're going to get all of your damage. So you have to take extra special care of your beard because your beard, the follicle is not completely round. The follicle is more of an oval shape, and so it grows a coarser, curlier hair. So you have to really be careful and get all that buildup out because it's getting in on the outside of that curl, and that's where your breakage is going to happen, is out here. So the tighter and kinkier and curlier your beard is, the more care you need to take. There are some I haven't run into a single Santa anywhere that has a perfectly straight beard. All beard hair has got some kind of texture to it. I have Santas that have perfectly straight hair, but their beards are not. And so the beard is more fragile than the head hair simply because it has a curl to it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So yeah, you can use the same products on head hair and beard hair. Hair is hair is hair, but you have to be more gentle with beard hair. You have to take extra special care of it, and you have to make sure that you're moisturizing it, you're hydrating it, and that you're strengthening it, because the outside of that curl is very fragile, and that's where all your breakage is going to occur.
All right. Bob.
Okay, so we constantly see questions about yellowing, and the first thing people suggest is shimmer light, which can turn you into Papa Smurf if you're not careful.
Yes. Yeah.
I've even heard it is more for silver.
Bob, I think you skipped a couple.
She's already told us how she learned how to bleach.
All right.
And I thought you'd already asked the other question since you're just sitting there.
No.
Angie's got the link she'll throw up in a minute. Go ahead, Spangle, do yours.
All right. So, how can Santas or anyone wanting to use these products you recommended and see tonight get a hold of them?
Okay, so you can contact me. You can email me. You can text me. You can go on snowontheroofsantahair.com, and you can contact me through the website. And we ship out daily. We ship packages out all the time. So you want me to just show you the products real quick, just run down the line?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
You just said the website was snowontheroofsantahair.com.
correct.
Okay, because we have on our board here, we have snowontheroofhair.com, but we need to put Santa in there, right?
Did
Yeah,
I do
Right.
it wrong?
yeah, it should have Santa hair in there.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. That's
guys, the website is snowontheroofsantahair.com.
Let me update
correct.
that.
Yeah.
Yes,
She's
Okay,
gonna
sorry,
fix it for you.
I gotta take
sorry
my
about that.
husband to
that's
go.
okay.
I just
And
want to make
then,
sure we had that right.
yeah,
She's on double duties here.
on the website, my phone number is on there. I think my email, I'm pretty sure my email is on there. But
It is.
yeah, I'll be happy to give you guys all of that.
Yes, I want to know about your products.
Okay. All right. So this is,
Yes,
ready?
Angie.
Okay. This is your detoxifying shampoo. Okay. It's called Undo Goo. It gets all the goo out of your hair. All right. This, when you do the Mac Daddy treatment, the first time the first time you do this, Spangle, this is what you're going to do. You're going to use the Undo Goo. You're going to put it on dry hair. You're going to cover your beard, and if you had hair. When I talk about beard or I talk about hair, I'm talking about both hair and beard. Okay. So when you put this on your beard, you're going to put it on heavy like a gel. Okay. You want to make sure that your beard is completely saturated with it. It goes on dry hair. It can be dirty hair, whatever. And then after you put this on, you're going to put a plastic cap over your beard. Okay. Just a regular plastic cap. And what we do is we tear a little hole between the rubber band and the cap. You put it over one ear, stretch it across, make sure you can breathe, and then tear a loop over here and put it over the other. You're going to sit like that for 2 hours, okay?
Would you make sure you explain that again to my wife? Make sure I can breathe.
I will. When Georgette gets home, you tell her I'm going to come and I'm going to give her step-by-step in-person instructions. So you put the plastic bag on your beard, put one on your hair. You sit for 2 hours, unless you can figure out how to get heat to it. Then if you can get heat to it, a lot of guys will put a heating pad on their head and they'll just like move it from their beard to their hair, back and forth. And you want to keep it warm because the heat is what is going to help make this work quicker. If you can get heat to it, you can cut the time down to about 45 minutes to an hour. But if you can't figure out how to get heat, it needs to sit on there for 2 hours. Then you're going to jump in the shower and you're going to lather your hair and your beard up. After you lather it up and you rinse it out, you're going to towel dry your hair, and then you're going to put your K18 in. This is the K18. There. I can't figure out where to go. There. This is weird. All right.
Yeah,
There
you got
go.
it right there. Right there.
Okay. All right. K18. This is your strengthener. This is going to go in and it's going to rebuild all the bonds in your hair. It rebuilds 2 different types of bonds in your hair that have been broken. You get broken bonds by sleeping on your pillowcase, by driving your motorcycle and the wind is blowing through your beard. Bleaching breaks all kinds of bonds. You put water in your hair. Water is breaking the bonds in your hair. Bonds are very easy to break. The K18 is going to go in. It's going to repair all those broken bonds. So you put 1 pump of it in your hand, like so. Okay, it comes out in a dispensed measured pump. And then you're going to rub your hands together. You do this on dry hands, okay? You're going to rub your hands together until it turns white like zinc oxide. So when it turns white like zinc oxide, the friction of doing that is actually waking up the molecules in the K18, and those molecules are going to carry that K18 all the way down to your polypeptide chain, all the way down. Oh, look at you! You got. Yeah.
Does that work to getting it heated?
Yes, you can stick your head in the oven, Spangle. Just make sure the flame is going when you have the gas on, okay?
Archer, the boy needs help.
Oh, so put the K18 through your hair and your beard, comb it through, and it's going to sit for 20 minutes, okay? After 20 minutes, you're going to take your Uveni, and this is your moisturizer on steroids. You're going to take that, don't rinse the K18 out, put the Uveni right on top, comb it through, cover your beard and your hair with a plastic cap again, and you're going to let that sit on for a minimum of 2 hours, or if you can stand asleep in it overnight. The longer that stuff stays on, the better it works. It is absolutely amazing. That is what is going to transform your beard. The K18 and the Uveni together are a miracle. So once you've done all of that, you've done your Mac Daddy detoxifying treatment, okay? You need to do the big detoxifying treatment once every 3 months, and then in between, once a month, you're going to do a quick detox treatment, which is really, just quick, one shampoo after another. It goes much faster. You can do that in about 20 minutes, the quick one. So the rest of the time, that's 3 products in our line. We've got 6 products in the line. That's 3 of them. The other 3 products, we have your everyday shampoo, which this is what we want you to shampoo your hair with on a regular basis, okay? When you're not using the K18 or the Uveni, I can't figure out how to make this work. There you go. The K18, when you're not using these 2, you're going to use the K18 conditioner. This conditioner can also be used as a co-wash. I know a lot of Santas, they don't shampoo their hair every day, which is good. I don't recommend that, but they want to rinse their beard. They want to do something to it. So you can put the Damage Shield conditioner in your hair, and you can use it as a co-wash, which means wet your hair down, put the conditioner in, comb it through, and then leave it for a minute or 2 and rinse it out. That's what we call a co-wash. And then the last product in our line is the Ken Master No Yellow. This is our purple shampoo, and it has a pH level of 5.5. It's written right there on the bottle. And this will neutralize any yellow in your hair without blowing your cuticle open. Now you do have to find your sweet spot with this, because it will turn you purple if you leave it on too long. But most of my Santas leave it on anywhere from a minute to 4 minutes, depending on how porous their hair is and how much yellow they have to neutralize. But once you find your sweet spot, you're good to go. It's a lot of Santas say that the Shimmer Lights and some of the other purple shampoos make their hair feel dry and brittle. This makes your hair feel really super soft. And they say that they can tell a big difference between this and Shimmer Lights, or what's the other one? Cowboy Magic. They said they can tell night and day difference in the other purple shampoos. So that's it. That's the entire 6 products in our line. And you use those on a regular basis, and you're going to see a major difference in your hair in general. You're really going to see a major difference when you go to bleach your hair, because you're going to be able to get your hair whiter quicker with a lower volume of developer. And a lot of my Santas that say, I just can't seem to get past that yellow stage, it always stays yellow, it's because they haven't detoxified their hair. It's because they've got all that buildup in their hair, and the bleach cannot get through that buildup to do its job. So detoxifying is going to make a night and day difference in the results of your bleaching at home. Mm-hmm. So there, that's my thing.
Well, that was kind
We're all
of,
the way down to the bottom now.
well, you kind of mentioned the Cowboy Magic and the Shimmer Lights. I have heard, and I don't know if there's any truth to it, and since you are here, I want to ask you, I've heard that the purple shampoo is more for silver style hair, opposed to the Cowboy Magic blue that is more for white. Is that any truth to that?
Okay. So if you look at a color wheel, hairstylists, we use the color wheel all the time. Purple neutralizes yellow. Blue neutralizes orange. So if you have a lot of yellow, if it's getting closer to orange, then you need blue, okay? Otherwise, the blue is going to do too much, and it's going to leave you looking gray, okay? Yellow, pale yellow is neutralized by purple or violet. So I would stick, if your beard is orange, blue shampoo is not going to neutralize that orange. You need to bleach some more. It's not going to do what you need it to do. You need to get to a pale yellow, and then you can neutralize that pale yellow with purple.
Very good. All right, stay with us, Missy. Everyone stick around. Don't wander off too far because we'll be right back in about 90 seconds.
Oh, hello there. Yes, of course, it's me, Santa Claus. Now, you may not believe this, but one of the questions I get asked the most is, well, not how do I do it all in one night? No, but where do I get all my things from? Yes, now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the finest things I have. My glorious gloves, all my knickknacks and trinkets and things. Yes, all the giveaways. Yes, for me to give to the children before the main event. Yes, if I see them in the streets, if they come and see me, I like to have something in my pocket I can treat them with. Yes, and there's one special place where I can find all these magical goods. And that is, of course, stuffforsanta.com. You should head there now and see what magical gifts you can find. Mrs. Claus, have you got my ice pad? Yes, log me on, I'm going to have a look. I shall see you there. Stuffforsanta.com. Merry Christmas.
All right, welcome back to the second half of the show with Missy Boggs and Snow on the Roof Santa here. Now, the next couple of questions have kind of already been answered also, Spangle. During the break, I jumped over to Facebook, and there's a couple of questions over on the TNL page that I want to ask Missy real quick about. Can all of these products be purchased at Ultra or any other supply store?
So the K18 products, they can be purchased not at Ulta. Well, maybe they've started selling it, but at Sephora. Sephora sells the K18 products, but because of the magic of television, I sell the professional sizes, which are not sold at Sephora, and they're way less expensive. I do not recommend anybody purchasing any kind of hair care or skin care product on Amazon or in any of the big box stores. You just don't know what you're getting. A lot of times they're selling things that they've gotten secondhand, or they're reproducing the packaging and not putting the real thing in the bottle. So I don't recommend anything on Amazon. You need to go to Sephora, you need to go to your local hairstylist, or you need to go straight to the website. You can go to K18 website and you can buy everything off of there. They do not sell the professional sizes to regular people. Hairstylists are the only ones that can get a hold of the professional sizes. Like, I'll give you an example. So this you can buy at the K18 website. This has 50 milligrams in it. They sell this for $75, which is the same price that I sell it for. I'm sorry, milliliters. This one right here is the professional size. It has 150 milliliters in it, and you get 3 of these in this bottle right
Bring
here.
it back. Bring it backwards. There
Okay.
you go. There.
All right. This one, you got 3 of these in the big one. This is $75. This is $120. So you save $105 by buying the largest size. They do not sell this to the regular patrons. Okay, they only sell this to the hairstylists. They have a large size on K18 that has 100 milliliters in it, which is 2 of these, and they're selling that 100 milliliter for $150. Okay, so you're getting 150 in here for $120, or you can get the 100 milliliter box for $150. So I mean, this is a better deal, and the only way you're going to get this is to buy it through me, or buy it through your hairstylist if you can get your hairstylist to get you one. But the K18 can all be purchased through K18 or at Sephora. Okay, the the Malibu, the Undue Goo, you might be able to get this at Ulta. I'm not 100% sure, but this one is pretty easy to get a hold of too. Don't get it on Amazon. Bad, bad, bad. The that's right. The Uveni and the Ken Master No Yellow. Pretty much the only place you're going to be able to get those is
Amazon.
From me. Yeah, from you're a stitch. So yeah, the only place you're going to be able to get these is probably from me, or if you happen to find a hairstylist that might be selling those particular lines. But those are a little bit more difficult to come across.
All right, we
So-
want to thank Santa Doug for that question. And Philip Giannotto says, do you recommend bleaching all of your beard or just the darker areas?
So I have Santas that they seem to get stained or dark or stay dark like around their mouth and their mustache. And so I just bleach around their mouth and their mustache. And I can get it to blend in to the rest of the hair. And that's what I do with my husband, Doug. We were bleaching his entire beard, but he started getting whiter and whiter. And now the only thing that we bleach is around his mouth. He was really worried that if we just bleached around his mouth that it wasn't going to match. It wasn't going to match his naturally white hair. And we have not had that issue. It seems to match and blend just fine.
All right, Spangle, over to you, my friend.
Missy's lost her sound again.
Oh, did I?
Oh, now it's back. Now it's back.
Okay, all right. So
All right.
Bob, do you just
Yep.
bleach around your mouth and your mustache? Is that
Just
all
along
you
the cut line and right here. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
But-
and it all blends together well for you.
Yes, ma'am. But just before the season starts, for me, I always go ahead and do the whole thing. I'll do this first and let it set about 10 minutes, and then comb through some here
Yeah.
and let it set about another 10 minutes and then rinse. So
Yeah.
that just kind of makes sure that I'm good and white for the season.
Right. That's what we do with Derek Dugan. I bleach his head hair. He comes in throughout the entire year, but his beard we just bleach him right before his season starts, and then he's good to go.
Very good.
Very good. All right. Before we go on to chat and see what any questions or comments we got, I know there's a few more. Is there anything that we forgot that you would like to add or cover out, a little bit more?
Well, other than where you can get the products, I really encourage you to get a hold of them. Like I said, with all of the packages that we send out full instructions, and then you have my phone number, and you're more than welcome to call me anytime, and I'll walk you through the process. Spangle, I think the idea of doing a video and being able to link to a video is a really good idea. I think that would be much more helpful because so many people are visual learners rather than reading step-by-step instructions. So so I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on getting a video put together so that we have something that for the Santas to look at.
Okay. And right now you can always refer them back to this episode because
Yeah.
you went into detail about that too. Okay. Let's one more time. Why don't you tell everybody where they can reach you and everything?
So you can reach me at snowontheroofsantahair.com. All of my contact information is on there. You can contact us through the website. You can telephone me, leave me a text message, leave me a voicemail, or you can email me at brooklyn_south@att.net. And, or message me, send me a message. I check all 4 different ways that you can get in touch with me. And I talk to Santas every single day.
And
So
if
where
you
did the
guys-
Brooklyn come from?
That's my daughter's name.
Okay, I didn't know if maybe that's where you were originally from or something.
Yeah, everyone thinks I'm
Outside
originally,
of Brooklyn.
yeah. Because, I have a really heavy Brooklyn accent, don't I?
Yeah, and if you guys got your telephone handy, take a screenshot, or if you know how to take a screenshot off your computer, Take a screenshot of this information. It's on the bottom of the screen at this moment.
Yep. Yep, so thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate you having me on here and letting me talk to everybody.
All right, so Michael, what's next?
All right, well, let's go to our viewers and see what we have here.
Magical Randall Santa Checker Lee up in Michigan says hello, Missy.
Hi. I think we've met before.
Uh-oh.
I've been to Michigan, 2 or 3 times now. And we've trained a couple of, was it Michigan that we trained her? No, that was Ohio.
Santa Doug says maybe you ought to create a TNL special buy-in link. Wink, wink. If you decide,
was that you?
No.
Okay,
No,
that Santa Doug was not my husband. I was like,
no.
did you do that?
But if you do decide to do that, just post it on our page. We'll have people do
Okay.
that.
By the way, tell Doug we said hi.
Hi.
Joseph Cunningham says he was a little bit late, but Missy is the best.
Oh, thank you.
Barry Spencer wants to know, do you have a package deal?
So the package deal that we have is when you buy all 6 products, we will upgrade your undo goo to the liter size. So that you get a liter of undo goo as opposed to the how many ounces is it? As opposed to the 9 ounce, you get what is that, like 33 ounces in a liter or something like that. So yeah, we'll upgrade you to a large size of undo goo.
I think I'm out of order here a little bit, but hey, you know what's new for me?
Joseph
have a
Cunningham
different-
wants to know if you have a different purple shampoo than what you offered last year. I'm not sure where that comes
Yes.
from.
Yes, so we were selling a different purple shampoo. Same company, just as good of a product. This one right here has more pigment in it so that it does a better job, and it's cheaper. This one was cheaper than the one we were selling last year. So it was all around better, so we just switched over to this one. Same company and everything. The one you have is still great.
Christy Haynes wants to know, how can a stylist be added to your group?
So what you have to do, I do charge for the lessons. We do a Zoom call. We go through everything step by step. You get the list of all the products that I use. I tell you how to source them and buy them and everything. It's about an hour training on YouTube. The cost is $250. And then once you've taken the class, then we add you to our list as a trained hairstylist.
Same person wants to know if they already use this whole process, can they just be added to your list?
I don't know how they got a hold of the process, and I mean, have you been trained like way back when? I don't know. We started training hairstylists about last year, about 2.5 years ago. So
You need to talk to them.
yeah, I would need to talk to them because things have changed. We've changed some things around. So if somehow you got a hold of something earlier on, then it may be different than what we're doing now. Tell her to call me. Give her my phone number and tell her to call me and we'll talk.
So if she's watching the show, she should have your phone number. She should have took a picture of it just a moment ago.
If you need it and you can't find it, let me know, Christy. Christy is with Santa Central Cherry Hill programs. So
Okay. So Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Cherry Hill, New Jersey? I don't
Yes.
have any.
The Cherry Hill
I
people.
do have. I have someone in New Jersey. Her name is. Oh my goodness. Her name has slipped my mind. We have someone in New Jersey. It is. What's my cheerleader?
We all are your cheerleader.
You're all my cheerleader.
Gosh.
It's slipping my mind.
Mike Connor.
Mike Connor. Mike Connor's hairstyle. Bailey Scalise. Bailey Scalise has been trained, and she's on there, and she's using the system, and she is in New Jersey. I don't know if it's Cherry Hill, but yeah, Mike Connor brought her in and got her trained.
Very nice. So Kevin Bernhardt wants to know patch test with a question mark.
Okay, so I guess, yeah, you can do a patch test is when you're testing your skin to see if you're going to be allergic to anything. And what you do is you take the bleach, you put it on the inside of your arm, cover it with a Band-Aid so that it's like, really close, and then you wait like 30, 45 minutes, take it off and see if you're going to develop any type of a redness or a rash or, God forbid, a blister or whatever. So yeah, patch testing is really good. We quiz our Santas on what they're taking and what they've experienced in the past, if they've ever had any allergic reactions to shampoos or bleaches or anything like that. I keep bringing up Derek Dugan, but he's like another one of my problem child. He had really, really bad allergic reactions. Like his mouth and his eyes were swelling shut. And he was going to stop doing Santa because they couldn't find anything that would work on him. And so we started the whole system on him. He was detoxifying and everything. The brand of bleach that I use, the buffers that I use in the bleach, and what I use on the face and the scalp to block the skin, that he has, and he was taking Benadryl. He'd come in on a couple of Benadryl, and he wasn't having any allergic reactions. Oh, there he is right there. Hey, Derek, I'm sorry, I'm giving all your secrets away. He doesn't even have to take Benadryl anymore. He has, all of his allergic reactions have gone away, and I think it's because of the products that we're using to bleach him. The bleach itself, the Trionics developer, the buffers that we put in the bleach, and the block that we put on the skin to protect his skin. So yeah, he went from everything like swelling up, like not anaphylactic, but his eyes were swelling shut and his mouth was swelling and everything, to having no reaction whatsoever. So we do talk to everybody to make sure, if they've had any issues in the past, we really, really try and treat them with a tender, loving care. And some of my Santas, they take Benadryl. I owe it all to you, Derek. No, I owe it all to you, buddy.
I had reaction to Trionics, blood red rash that would not go away after one use. And I went to 2 different dermatologists. They couldn't find an answer for me.
And it was the developer, or was it the bleach powder?
It was the developer.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. See, everybody is different. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, Santa Mike Connor is your cheerleader also. Because
yes, there's Mike. There's my cheerleader. Yes.
He told his stylist that she had to take the class, or he was going to go find someone else that would.
He's wonderful. Yeah, he's got a good one up there. She's been doing a great job.
Santa Scott in Oklahoma City is allergic to coconut. He wants to know, do your products contain any coconut?
Nope, no coconut.
You're safe, Scott.
Yep.
On the other hand, Scott Becker says, hi, Missy, thanks for the beard trim in Columbus.
Oh, yay. Yeah, we were doing beard trims in the vendor room. I was lining them up. So let me say something real quick about that. And I'm trying not to be disparaging to you guys or anything. I'm just trying to be honest, okay? So you've got a beard, and you think your beard is 2 feet long. Well, those 6 hairs that make your beard 2 feet long does not mean you have a 2 foot long beard. It means you've got six hairs that are 2 feet long. You need to cut those off, okay? You need to trim that beard and get all of those split ends cut off, get all of those broken pieces cut off, and get on the product, rebuild your hair, re-moisturize your hair. And then you really could end up with a 2 foot long beard. But when you've got you're thick at the skin and it's nice and thick until it gets like about an inch below your chin, and then it just starts getting thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. That's because it's breaking off. Your hair is breaking, and we need to stop the breakage. And that's what this line does. It helps stop the breakage so that you can cut all that thinness off, and all of that is going to fill in. And I mean, if you get on this product now, by Christmas, you're going to have a completely different beard. And I was cutting Santa beards in Ohio, and some of them were really nervous. I'm like, I'm not going to do anything that you don't want me to do. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to do before I do it. And they all let me do it. And you know what? Their wives absolutely loved it. When the wives saw their beards after it was trimmed, when they sent pictures and everything, they were like, why didn't you do that a year ago? You look so much better. It's not the length. It's not the length that's important, guys. It's the quality. It's how pretty it is and how thick it is, okay? Long is not necessarily better. Well, you know, Bob, this is, you know, I can't, there's nothing I can say about that. You've got an incredible beard. It is amazing.
It is a little thin on the bottom, but you know, Derek Dugan is a testament to everything that you've talked about tonight. Look how beautiful it is.
Yep, you've got a Dugan beard. You've got a Dugan and a McLeod beard for sure there.
Kevin Bernhardt says Sally's is a Walmart. They sell to anyone, but you only get pro products from a pro.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of you guys are buying from Sally's, which, you know, that's fine and everything, but don't confuse what you buy at Sally's with professional products. They're not professional grade.
Here's another one from Becker. And thanks for the reminder about the water heater antidote rod. I changed mine today. That's sacrificial rod. Gave it all.
Good.
Yeah, we talk about that rod in the hot water heaters when I teach my classes and everything, because it gets eaten up quick, and once that gets eaten up, then you have all kinds of junk in your water.
Everett Prostrollo says, my stylist has started using a metallic removal spray before and after she bleaches me.
Okay, so yeah, there are sprays out there that will remove the metal in the hair. It is not the same as chelating. Okay, different products target different things, and I don't know what she's using. I would need to know, but we sent off 5 different detoxifying shampoos or chelating shampoos to see which ones would work the best, to see which ones remove the most metal, minerals, build up from the hair. And there's one that I use in the salon. It's a professional product, and it came in number 1, and that's what I use in the salon. Number 2 was the Undo Goo. This one, and it's safe for you guys to use at home. It's not something that you can abuse. The one that I use in the salon is so strong, I'm afraid to sell it to Santas. Sometimes they think more is better when more may not always be better. So yeah, the Undo Goo, we had them professionally tested with a chemist to see everything that would be removed. And the Get Pure, which is the one I use in the salon, came in number 1. The Undo Goo came in number 2. And there are sprays and everything that will help encapsulate the metals in your hair to protect it from bleach, so the bleach doesn't interact. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's removing it from your hair. It's just encapsulating it and protecting it from the bleach. So I don't know what she's using. I would like to know, and I would be able to answer that question a little bit better. Olaplex chelating. Yeah, that's a good one, but are you using the Olaplex chelating? No. I do use Olaplex products in the salon, but the Olaplex was one of the ones that we had tested, and it didn't test out as well as some of the other ones. So I am not using the Olaplex chelating.
Lynn says she needs more conditioner.
You need to get on the website.
Jenny, how you doing?
She knows how to get it.
I got plenty where that came from, Jenny. Just give me a call.
There you go.
Christy also wants to know, what is the recommended waiting period of a Santa that is bleached or has had someone bleached before starting to use your products, and how soon before that are they able to bleach again?
What's the recommended waiting period of a Santa that has bleached or has had someone bleached before? Okay, there's no waiting time. You can start at any time using the product. The sooner the better. So, but I like for my Santas to be on the product for a couple of months before we start bleaching their hair, because that gives the product time to really build up. It has an accumulative effect. And that way I know that they've detoxified their hair at least 2 times before I've seen them. And they've been using the product on their hair and beard on a weekly basis. So I know that their hair is pretty strong when they come in. But it's never too late to start. And then I like for my Santas to go a minimum of 4 weeks between bleaching appointments. Some of my Santas that have really, really super dark hair during their season, they might come in every 2 weeks, but then I just hit the edges. I don't do the whole thing if I don't have to. So yeah, I like for Santas to wait at least 4 weeks between bleaching appointments, so they have plenty of time to go home and use the product and rebuild their hair and beard again before they come back in. Yay, thanks Jenny. Worms don't really keep it up. What?
I'm not sure what Kevin means there.
Warm zone, easier to keep it up within 4 inches.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't figure that one out.
Yeah, I couldn't either. Here's Bill Coates got a good one.
Do beard oils have an effect on your products? No, you can use all of the beard oils or beard balms or anything that you want. They're not going to affect how the product works. You just have to know that they're building up on your hair, and it has to be removed on a regular basis. That's why we want you to do a detoxifying treatment once a month. We would prefer it once every 3 weeks, but once a month is easier to remember.
And you can get those oils and balms from stuffforsanta.com, right, Spangle?
That's right. Yep.
I beat him to it. Can you believe that?
Hey. Okay, I went scrolling, so I'm not where we are.
I have not shipped to Canada. I have had some Santas from Canada that live near the border, and they come over into Michigan and pick it up at a P.O. box in Michigan or pick it up from a friend. But I have not shipped to Canada or Europe or anything like that.
We looked into it, but it was so
Yeah,
expensive.
we looked into it, but it was so expensive to ship that it just didn't seem feasible. And so if you know somebody in one of the border states, we can ship to them, and then you can come across the border and pick it up from them.
What you need to do is you need to find a stylist in Canada, get them
Yeah.
trained, and have them work with
Yeah.
you.
Some of the products that I use come from Canada. The products that I use to buffer the bleach and to protect the skin, they all come from Canada. Came to see, it was extremely helpful that you marked the bottles for me. Jenny Lynn had me mark all of her bottles because she said she doesn't have her glasses on in the shower. So I had to write on her bottles exactly what order they're to go in. I'm glad it worked for you. Thank you.
Hey, I do all the same thing on the lids to my vitamins.
There you go.
1, 2, 1, 1, 2.
That's what
This
Kevin
one-
said too. Just line them all up and use a permanent marker.
On the bottle, yes, there you go.
Philip wants to know, to use your product and use it regularly, how much a month would that cost about?
So I haven't extrapolated it out by the month, but all 6 products, if you buy the smaller size, they come to about $270 something. And that's a rough estimate. I don't know what the tax is on that. And we do free shipping over $150. So you can reach $150 very, very quickly. But most of the products should last you, depending on the size that you get, they should last you about 2 or 3 months. But it also depends on how much hair you have and how long is your beard. Because some of the products you're going to have to use more of it if you've got longer, thicker hair.
You see this, guys? It's going to last
I
you
know.
2 months. It's going to last me 4 months.
That's right. All of you bald guys out there, you got it made. You get it 50% off.
That's what's going on up here,
Oh, you
Spaggles.
got a full head there, Bob. It's going to cost you dearly.
All right, Santa says, wow, what a great show. It's good to hear Missy. She was in Minneapolis in February, and I'm learning more. Thanks.
Sid was my guinea pig in Minneapolis. We trained 3 hairstylists while we were in Minneapolis, and he was my Santa that I bleached to help train them. And when we were doing I have all my Santas detox 2 days before they come in to get bleached. I have them do a big detox. So Sid came to Doug and I's. He came to our hotel room, and I actually had to get in the shower with Sid to do the rinsing. So Sid and I have been in the shower together. So
Very good.
Sid and I know each other really well. And Doug was taking pictures the entire time. So yeah.
Yeah, that's for another show, okay?
So when I went over to Facebook during the break, saying that Derek had made a comment over there that we needed to get Missy on the show, and I said we're on live with her right now. Here's his comment.
Yeah, well, I've been giving away all your secrets too, Derek. You and Sid, poor Sid. His wife knows me, so she knows that we're good. We're cool. Cool, Sid. Come here.
Uh,
I think
Where-
I think we already.
yeah, we already
touched on
covered
that.
that one. That was from Chrissy also.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Undo goo is the best, says Kevin Bernhardt.
It is. It's an amazing product. And it's easy to get your hands on. You can probably get it at Ulta or Sephora or at a local hair salon.
Now, Benjamin Calhoun wants to know, these can be for regular white hair. It does not have to be bleached hair. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, it will completely transform naturally white hair. It'll make your beard feel completely different. It will actually puff your hair out so that your beard feels even thicker and fuller than it is right now, because you're filling it full of you're re-moisturizing it. You're filling it full of humectants. And so it will really plump your beard out, and it will make, if you have a curly beard, it'll make it curl up even more, and you'll get ringlets in your beard. We found that out with Doug. He actually ended up with ringlets in his beard. He doesn't wear ringlets when he goes out as Santa, but he does have ringlets in his beard.
Derek says that you'll notice how much it makes your hair feel better. Spectacular is his word.
Yep. The K18 and the Uveni are they're a match made in heaven. They will really, really do a fantastic job.
And Santa Doug, you want to get these from her.
Can all these products be purchased at Ulta or only one supply store? I don't think you're going to be able to get maybe one of them at Ulta. You might be able to you'll be able to get the K18 at Sephora, but I don't think Ulta sells K18. You can purchase all of them through me and we'll ship them to you. But try Sephora and or go directly to the website. Go to K18 and buy directly from K18. That's what I would suggest doing. Two of the products that are in the line, you probably will not be able to get them anywhere but through me. Do you use toner on my hair? No, I don't. I use the purple shampoo. I just use the purple shampoo to keep I'm white all over. I'm completely white-headed, and I color the back of my hair dark. I keep the yellow out of my white hair with the purple shampoo. You have a bulk. We do have bulk products, yes, and you do get better prices when you buy in bulk. We have liters. We sell liters, and I have anybody that wants to contact me. I'll send you all of our price sheets and all of the instructions, step-by-step instructions. Whether you buy the product or not, I'll send you all the instructions and everything.
And Rich Newella, you'll find this on her website. You want to say that one more time for them?
It's SnowOnTheRoofSantaHair.com. Yeah, SnowOnTheRoofSantaHair.com. And then my email address is Brooklyn_South@att.net. And if you go on the website, my phone number's on there. I don't know if my email's on there or not, but my phone number is definitely on there.
Yeah, Bill Hampson says, can we bleach ourselves? But I mean, you can, and I do, and Bob does, and a lot of people do. But it's best to start off with a professional, and then go from that process on, I think.
Yeah, you're safer. Well, I don't know. There's a professional lady here in town that a lot of Santas have had really bad experiences with. So, I mean, sometimes you're better off bleaching yourself, depending on who you're going to. But we always recommend going to a professional. You're safer that way.
And Stephen Kern wants to know, how do they find a stylist in their area? Check out our website, and that list is always growing. So if you don't find one now, be sure to check back again and again, and there may be one soon, if not yet.
Yeah, and if you go to your local Santa gatherings and just talk to the Santas there, ask who they're going to and who they're seeing. Any local Santa gathering, whether it's a school or what do you call it, where they get together on the weekends, these guys, and we have Petrie Santas and North Georgia Santas and all these little chapters, these Santa chapters. That's a good place to get information from.
I just checked the Alta website, no K18.
Okay, Ulta does not have K18. Doug just checked.
Okay. Santa Mike Connor said, Shay Burrell at La Breve Salon in New Jersey is your lady.
Yes, she is. Shay is wonderful. She does a fantastic job.
Rich Noelle says, please share a complete list of the products, but I think right there you'll find it on our website.
Yeah, you contact me. It actually is, the full list is not on my website, but yeah, you contact me and I will get back to you, and I'll email you everything that you need, all the information.
Now, we're not going to say this is Deanna, but for ladies with thinning and colored hair who want to go with a natural gray, any suggestions?
Okay, wait, say it again.
For ladies with thinning and colored hair who want to go more of a natural gray or white, any suggestions?
All right, so I've helped several of my ladies go from colored hair to white, and it is a process. It takes about a year and a half to do. And really, the safest thing to do is just stop coloring and let it grow out. And it looks terrible. The other alternative is to do a heavy highlight on your hair so that your hair is as close to white as possible. And then at some point you've got to just stop coloring and just let it grow. It's not easy, it's not fun, but I've helped probably 15 or 20 of my clients go naturally gray, and it takes time, but it can be done. And the whole time you've got to be rebuilding that hair and using the same system to keep the hair healthy. There's Shay's address right there, Cherry Hill. Yeah, I thought she was in Cherry Hill. That's right. She's wonderful, cute too. Oh, she's adorable.
Derek Dugan says that amount lasts him for several months with long hair and a beard.
Yeah, Derek has hair. I mean, for you, those of you that don't know Derek, he's got hair past his shoulders, and he's got a thick, full head of wavy hair. And then his beard is just as long as Bob's is. So yeah, he gets good usage out of the product. It lasts him a while.
Bob?
Oh, good. I can't wait to see you in Branson.
Tester says, after starting your system, would you recommend bleaching throughout the year to stay white, or wait until the season?
I don't recommend to any of my Santas that they bleach year round. Now, some of them do, and the ones that do have very healthy, very strong hair. but I try and get as many of my Santas as possible to lay off, and then we go back and we start bleaching just during their season. I also have several Santas that shave themselves just as bald as a baby the day after Christmas, and they start regrowing. Lee Andrews shaves his hair and his beard bald, and he starts regrowing. I have another one, Justin Longshore. He's got really dark hair. He's a young Santa. He shaves completely bald, and he starts regrowing. And then that way we're starting on a brand new fresh head of hair. It's just healthier all the way around. And they're so dark anyway, it takes a lot to get them from jet black to white. So their hair goes through it. And by the end of the season, it's time for it to either come off or for them to just stop and give it a break and let it rest and heal.
Philip Janetto says, best show ever or close to it.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
We're going to have to send him a tip.
I know. Call me. Don't play in the street. That's my tip.
Bob?
Missy's hair secret has been revealed. She's actually one of us, a silver fox. There are a lot. I've got a lot of silver foxes out there. Will I be in Nashville next month? No, I won't. No, not. I'd love to be in Nashville. I'll be in Santa Family Reunion next year. So thanks for having. Thank you, Joseph.
All right, I think that takes us to the end of those questions.
All right, that sounds great. Thank you so much, guys.
There was a lot of questions there. I think that's probably the most questions we've ever had asked.
Really? Oh wow. Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'll take it.
All
Mike
right.
just texted me personally up here. He said you're doing fantastic. Thank you, Mike.
All right, Bob. Bob, no sound.
No sound.
Turn your mic on, Bob.
Oh. Guess what?
Man, that was quite a conversation he was having too. Y'all missed it.
Oh darn.
I was just saying,
As
before I
normal,
read
the conversation was with himself.
Yeah. It was. Hey, I'm good at that. And what's bad is when I start answering myself. Anyway, what I was saying was, Missy asked me before the show started, how long did we have? And I said, well, an hour and a half. I don't know. As long as the content is good and folks are staying with us, we'll go all night if you want to. So it's been a great show.
Thank you, Lee. Lee Andrews just texted me. Thank you, Lee.
Yep. Did I do that or did you do it, Angie?
I did it. Oh,
Okay.
no. I took it off. I think you put it back on.
It's not going away. Why not?
Here, just click on the next one here. I'll email once I get home. Thank you. I will be contacting you.
All right. Fantastic.
Yay. Wonderful.
All right.
All right. So at this point, I think stay with us, Missy. We're still got
I
some
will.
more stuff going on here, and give folks a chance to have a second thought about everything. We're going to say thank you to our contributors.
ho, 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 ho!
Shop Thermo Apparel. They're wonderful. They're fantastic. And for the coolest of cool Santas or Easter bunnies, remember Thermo Apparel.
Don't just be cool as an attitude. Keep cool, literally.
Thermo Apparel, be cool! Ho, 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 ho!
All right, I am unmuted. Reveal tonight's trivia answers, Santa, schoolofsantas.com, stuffforsanta.com. Our answer, I didn't put my question in here. What was the toy's name that consisted of a light box with small colored plastic pegs illuminated to create a lit picture?
Light
I
bright.
know.
No. I
What
had
was it?
one. Light bright.
There you go, very good. That would be C, Light Bright, our winner.
That was our buddy, our friend, Randall Santa Checker.
Randall Santa Checker Lee Wagner gets his name put in the hat for the School of Santa's drawing. And the second half of our question, the bonus question, the toy that was originally marketed in what year? And that would have been 1967. Answer A. And our winner?
Paul Anderson.
Paul Anderson, and your name goes in the hat for the NPC drawing from TNL. All right, so we're going to start closing the show out here real quick. We're going to run a couple more promos, and we'll be right back on the other side to close.
What was that, Cherry Hill?
Uh-huh.
Angie's Originals, custom Christmas attire since 2015. Your all-in-one wardrobe shop. Shop at angiesoriginals.com.
All right, Spangle, what's your closing thoughts for tonight, my friend?
My closing thought was, what a wonderful show. What a wonderful person. How much knowledge this person has. Hey, and don't forget to get you some swag. We got hats. We got cups in different sizes. We got patches. And there's always something new coming. So, hey, get your swag on. Help support the channel.
Absolutely. And don't forget to watch all of our TNL Network Production 2026 list of shows, and those will run at the end of the program tonight. My final thoughts is, if you happen to spend any time on social media, there's hardly a day goes by that you don't see someone asking about how do you get your hair and beard so white, and what products do you use. Well, here tonight, Missy has graciously given you all the answers, her process, products, and techniques she uses to achieve the as white as snow that the poem refers to. Don't be a Karen. Instead, if you need help, reach out to Missy or Mandy at Snow on the Roof Santa Hair and seek the help in getting and keeping that absolute best Santa look. Again, Angie, you want to throw up the information one more time for everyone?
Yeah, let's get the comment off.
And that way they've got it one last time. Again, take a screenshot or use your telephone if you got into the program late. That way you know what
Yep.
the
It looks
information
good.
is there.
All
I
right.
want to say thank you to schoolofsantas.com, stuffforsanta.com, kinginsurance.com, northpolecornerstones.com, santanana.com, nationwidesantas.com, caboose.com, thermapparel.com, holidayphotomagic.com, angiesoriginal.com, and most of all, cherryhillproducts.com.
And we want to thank
program.com. I'll get that
Snow on the
right.
Roof at santashair.com.
There you go. Got it all in.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Very good. Stick around. Tell everyone good night, Spangle.
Good night, Spangle.
Remember to join us for our next Tuesday Night Live each week, 7 p.m. Central, same class time, same class channel. Count your blessings, not your sorrows. Have a blessed week. On behalf of everyone tonight, Missy, thank you, Spangle, Angela, and everyone that tuned in tonight. See you next week. Never stop learning.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.